Well, hey there and Merry Christmas. Welcome to my 2021 Christmas home tour. I cannot wait to go room by room and share all the little special things that made this year's Christmas decorate with me so much fun. Let's get right into this video.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay.
So I wanted to start on our front porch because we went so over the top on the outside with the big, beautiful traditional bow. I decided to do a little less decor on the porch. I did some fun candy for the Christmas Day parade, which was so fun for all the kids to come up and grab some cocoa and a nice piece of candy before we went into town. But I love how the porch turned out. I'm going to show you how everything looks at night as well. But for this, I wanted to create just a magical winter wonderland where we could hang out while we had some rain-free nights.
Children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts.
I decided to add two very simple bows to the front porch with this nice holly berry garland just to really tie in the bow from the front of the house. I will link down below where I ended up ordering this from. I absolutely love how this turned out. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I wanted to do this for years, so it's exciting as this may be the last year we're in this house, so it's exciting to kind of see it all come together. I added a couple really traditional nutcrackers just to bring in a very classic feel to the porch while adding a couple more bows just to bring in some red so everything kind of went together. I'll show you at night what it looked like when we finished everything.
When December is, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is
We just went with some simple lights this year. I really wanted to go over the top in the yard, but I think it ended up turning out really classic and beautiful. I'm going to start to try to embrace a less is more vibe in 2022, but for the most part, I feel like this turned out very whimsical, super traditional, and absolutely beautiful.
December is, when the December is, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah.
I love how magical the birch trees look on the front porch at night. I feel like it just transforms into a magical wonderland. But let's head inside the house so I can share all of the trees we have in there. In the entryway, I have 4 beautiful flocked Christmas trees. I picked these up at Balsam Hill. I'll link them down below. And I actually used some very simple Roaring 20s ornaments that I also got from Balsam Hill as well to bring in a very classic kind of glamorous look to this area. Since it could look a little more crowded, I decided to go with a beautiful flock tree to keep things nice and white and light and make it feel a little more like a winter wonderland and not too cluttered. I feel like when you walk into the house, it feels so magical in here. I also added a 7.5-foot flocked tree to the turret, but I did not put any ornaments on it. I wanted to keep it nice and open so when folks are outside and walking by, they can kind of look up and see the tree up there and it looks like a little snow globe. In this corner, I decided to add 3 little trees and some ice skates just to kind of warm it up, but again, not decorating it. I didn't want it to look too over the top and just keep things nice and simple.
The dear Savior's birth, long lay the word.
To the right of our entryway is our main living room, where I have a 9-foot balsam hill, which I made beautiful with some red ribbons and some classic gold ornaments. I also have some beautiful balsam hill limb trees that I added next to the fireplace just to kind of frame it out and warm up that area. I also found those 2 nutcrackers from Home Depot. Again, I'll link them down below in case you're interested in picking them up. For this tree, I used some really beautiful antique ornaments and just some beautiful things that can be seen from the street as well as in the house. I wanted to keep the living room very traditional. I love traditional Christmas decor, so this area I can have lots of these beautiful red plaids and some just really nostalgic Santa Claus and just keeping things very traditional.
The night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night.
For the mantle, I just added some of this berry, kind of holly berry garland and a couple of the Santas that I have in my collection, as well as these Christmas nesting books, which I will link down below. I found this Merry Christmas sign last year at Target, and I just think it gives the most wonderful kind of hand-painted look. And then I added a couple ornaments on the trees. We always put our stockings up the night before Christmas, so we'll be putting those up soon. I will share all of that over on my Instagram as well if you'd like to check it out.
Orient land, the King of Kings, lay thus lowly manger in all.
In the dining room, I wanted to continue with the red theme, but tone it down a bit. So I added these 2 trees and added some very contemporary, fun kind of ski lodge type ornaments, as well as a cute little bar so we can make hot toddies for friends, as well as eggnog. If you guys have been on my channel for a couple years, you know that we make homemade eggnog every year, and I will link the recipe down below if you'd like to make it, as well as the video that goes with it.
The night when Christ was born, oh night divine.
For the side table, I went with our mercury glass candle holders and these really cute Christmas tree atriums where our elves snuck into the night before. And for the Christmas tree, I just used some really traditional burlap and plaid kind of cascading down the tree, and then added some skeets and some presents and some really fun different types of ornaments that kind of brought more of a contemporary vibe to this space, and also not so over the top. I didn't want to overly decorate these trees, but I thought it would be fun to do something themed like a snow lodge. For the tablescape, I wanted to continue the Christmas plaid, so I found this really pretty table runner from Home Goods. It's got some pretty snowflakes on it, and then I used all of my Christmas deer collection and just kind of put them all over the table. I noticed in one of my boxes I had a ton of them, so I thought it'd be fun to just kind of mishmash them on the table. And then I added these Merry Christmas plates and some nice little napkins with some seasonal spice napkin rings. So on our way into the kitchen, I decided to decorate our sideboard with our nativity. I wanted to put it in a very special place, and this happens to be an area that is high traffic in our house since we're all always headed to the kitchen for some good food. I added some really pretty mercury glass just to bring in a Victorian feel to this space. Our house is an 1891 Victorian, so I always like to keep things pretty traditional in here, but I added some snow just to create a nice vignette where we can celebrate this season. In the kitchen, I have it all decorated for a fun gingerbread house making party for my kids. We have 4 children, which you don't see here on my channel, but I definitely like to make things very special and memorable for them. So I added some candy and some ready-made gingerbread houses. I need to get better at making my own, but they're really hard to keep together when you have 4 kids that want to play. So I just did some ready-mades and I added some cookies for them to eat, and we're going to make some nice hot cocoa and enjoy some family time here at the house. Tell me in the comments down below, what are your favorite things to do with your kids or grandkids during the Christmas holiday? Above the stove, I've added my favorite Santa Claus painting. I will link this one down below. It's one of my favorites, and I added a little garland to the lights above our island. I've never done that before, and I think it just turned out very traditional and classic. I also like how minimal this feels. As you guys know, I tend to go a little over the top, and this year I feel like I didn't do as much as I usually do, and I think these little touches are just so sweet and classic. Adding 2 little tiny wreaths to the fronts of our washer machines. I just think that they look so cute on the dishwasher, but I also added a cookie jar and some classic little Christmas decor to each corner, and I also wanted to have a nice place to keep the kids' advent calendars. And then over here I have our hot cocoa bar. We do hot cocoa almost every single morning and night during the Christmas season. It's my kids' absolute favorite, and we usually will put some of these stir sticks in our coffees, but I like to add all of this so when kids come over or neighbors come over, I can always grab either a hot cup of cocoa or a really sweet little candy cane. At the top of the stairs, we have a Christmas tree that is currently decorated with all the kids' Christmas ornaments over the years. I didn't want to share it all decorated because it has all their faces since the day they were born on it and all their artwork and everything else, and it is our favorite tree in the house, but I try to keep it somewhere special where house guests can't accidentally break things, and we get to start every day looking at this beautiful tree as a family. In our bathroom, I added just 2 very simple little mats and some cute decorations to bring in the Christmas spirit each morning and night. how simple yet classic the bathroom turned out, and I love just the simple red, white, and pops of green. From there, we head into our master bedroom, where I have transformed it into a winter wonderland using some beautiful birch trees, which I will absolutely link down below for you. I wanted a really soft and calm space for the kids and I and my husband to come during the holiday season to make sure that we can kind of have some time together and it's quiet and not so bright in here. But I picked up this beautiful fur blanket from Target. I'll link it down below. I know a lot of you have been enjoying that with me this holiday season as well, so I will link the birch trees down below as well. There are a couple different types that you can get, but the ones I ended up finding I absolutely love and have a wonderful quality to them. But this is how this room turned out. I also added a bunch of flameless candles to the fireplace just to kind of bring in that soft winter feel with some wonderful little twigs that we picked up from, I think I got them at Michael's 2 years ago, but I usually use them for a tablescape, but I think they turned out really beautiful in this room.
But under the stars, I close my eyes and think of you. Although you're far away, we're under the same stars. Always, always. Ooh. But under the
I hope you guys enjoyed today's home tour and got a little bit of inspiration for Christmas 2021 and were able to join me throughout the season here on my channel. If you're new, definitely let us know in the comments down below so we can say hi and welcome you. And if you're returning or spent the season decorating with me, thank you so much for being here. You have made Christmas 2021 so special to me, and I can't thank you enough. I look forward to sharing so much more with you guys in the next weeks before we head into 2022 together. Until then, Merry Christmas.